sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, it's Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. And forgive me, the video in the background is going fast because I don't want to spend too much time on it. It's just a demonstration of what the whole video is about. And before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. You want to support the channel. Appreciate all those that supported us, where we've grown and where we're going. 2,000 subscribers is our next goal for a premium DD giveaway, and we're on our way. So let's talk about it. What the title of the video is: why are people quitting this game? And there's been a lot of videos about it lately, and I'll show you exactly why as to one aspect of it. And there's many other aspects, but take a look at what you're seeing right now. And again, reason why I speed this up, otherwise this thing would be so boring. And I know why it's boring, but look at this. I'm in a Smolensk with another Smolensk. Okay, there's two Smolensks on one side, which is very lopsided. And you can see that. And also keep in mind the mini-map. Keep in mind, look at where all the ships are positioning. You have people running away. You have people literally going in reverse direction. You have one person off by themselves. You have two Smolensks, and I'm sorry to say, which is one of them is me, who is literally just doing a loiter pattern, and we're just raining fire and hate on battleships that are trying to push in. I don't blame them. I mean, that's exactly what drew me to this game, was the brawling, the being able to drive in. But look at what's happening to this Yamato right here. If you're a fun, you like the artillery aspect of the game, the shooting, and you like the Yamato for classic story value, look at that, boom, he's dead. Just like that. And it's only been 4 minutes into the game. Do you think that person really enjoyed and had a good time playing this game? I don't know. And I'm glad that the new update that just dropped today allows you to play the Yamato again once you die, or whatever ship you decide to play. If you die, you just basically hop on out and join another game. Kind of like Call of Duty style, like you die, you come back in, you die, you come back in. I mean, that's the way a game should be. It's for entertainment purposes. But Wargaming, I'm sorry to say, you are really, I'm just a nobody, really. But I'm telling you, Wargaming, whoever's running your company, you're doing a piss poor job of it, because you're really not doing anything that would be in a business sense. And I am a business owner, and you're not doing anything that allows yourself to really expand, grow, and maintain in the long run. Read books on success, and read books on entrepreneurship and so forth, but you're doing a terrible job. And I'm showing some of the reasons why. Like, look, for example, right here. First of all, player base has said, and a lot of community reviews, I mean, if you put out surveys and reviews and you're not listening or abiding by them, you're going to have this problem. I mean, look what I'm doing in a Smolensk. Oh, this is the gameplay. Look, people are literally in the back. Look at the red team. The red team literally is just secluded and just stuck in the back of the map. What kind of game is that? It's like you're playing checkers, where you just keep the back row in the back the whole time and don't move. It doesn't allow for very fun gameplay, and as you can see right here, again, the same aspect of what a Smolensk is. This is why Smolensk is not in the game, or not available for purchase anymore, which is exactly what this is. It's just a Russian cruiser with 16 guns that just shoot literally 16 shells every few seconds and just burns everything down to the ground. Fires, you can't stop. Once you damage con them and you keep burning again, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do. No amount of armor in the world can protect you from what this ship can do. And look, it's just firing over islands. It's got smoke. It's got other smoke from other DDs or cruisers or something, and it's hiding behind islands. And look at this Moskva. We're outside of his radar range, which he can't really pop his radar. He's stuck. He's sitting there, and just look, is he having a good time right now? Is there any defense for what he can do right now, other than, I guess I should have drove to the back. Again, it's just driving players to go in reverse or go to the back of the map. That's all you can do. There's no abilities or anything you can do to stop the onslaught of what this game has become, which is literally subs, carriers, HE spamming, just sitting in the back, really. And it's gone. It's even, I'm sad to say, the meta has pushed away from even long-range artillery shooting, because now you have submarines that can sneak up into your spawn area and perma-spot you or kill you. You have carriers which can perma-spot you, kill you. There's a lot. The new Colossus that got released, people are doing reviews about that, where it can one-shot you. You think that person's having a good time? That just got killed by a carrier, which I thought this game was World of Warships, not World of Airplanes, because imagine you putting airplanes into a tank game, like World of Tanks. What happens if I started putting an A-10 or a Spitfire or something in there where you're just strafing tanks and there's nothing a tank can do? Because I don't recall a tank back in the day in World War II having anti-aircraft SAM sites or any kind of defensive AA on the tank that could shoot down planes from 10,000 feet or whatever. So I just don't understand the logic there. You would agree, right? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree that if I introduced airplanes into World of Tanks, would there be a revolt? Would there be a boycott? Same goes for World of Warships. I don't know how they got away from it, other than the fact that they're, historical value carriers. But again, this is a game, just like I would not introduce airplanes in World War II, a World War Tanks game. Or in Call of Duty, I wouldn't introduce something that would just be like cyborgs or something that would just go around Terminator style killing people where it's automated. So I wouldn't do that to a game. And from a PR and business standpoint, it's just not good for the player base, not good for the game, and not good for long-term intrinsic value. I think the way World of Warships at the very beginning was actually fun, because the reason why I joined this, I would say, community was the fact that you were actually working together and you were actually moving around. Positioning was key, and it wasn't the fact of the ship that your ship had the ability to win the game. It was really the skills that you were using to maneuver the ship, to fire your guns repeatedly over and over again. They were unguided shells, which is we're still firing unguided shells, but 16 guns firing every 4 seconds, shooting at this fire. Look at this. What's the Republic supposed to do in this situation? And he's firing the best he can, but he's missing, because why? I can either pop, smoke, and juking. At least I'm giving him a fair advantage to shoot back at me. I'm not popping smoke. I'm going, hey, let me just try shooting this guy one-on-one, and look what happens. There's nothing, boom, he can do. And I'm sorry to say, this is why a lot of the players, because a lot of players are just frustrated with the play style. Look, everybody's in the back still. Like, look at my team. They're still in the back. Even though we're kind of winning, we're still in the back. All you can do is run to the back, run to the back, run to the back, and that's your play style. That's your strategy. And I'm sorry to say, that's where the game has gone. And look at this, GK. Can't brawl. All you can do is run away. And is that the game? Just point a ship, run away, and that's your counter move. Not very interesting at all. So there's the video right there. That's my gripe right there. And let's take a look at an actual video. That's why it's fun. In a minute here, but let me know in the comments below what you think of what we should do to get better. What can we do to get Wargame to change, other than, we'll try. I don't know what we can do. It's not our company, right? But we can do something. But let's look at some gameplay that's actually fun. Look, I'm in the Georgia now, and then, new update, ranks resets here. I believe there's the new mode for Convoy Escort, and then you also have the new clan battle seasons coming up with Tier 9. And actually, this ship that I'm playing right now, Georgia, is actually restricted from the clan battle season, I believe. Because of this game, because it's so fun. It's so powerful and fun. That's why I enjoy the game in the beginning. Okay, so let's go back to my talk again about why did I play this game in the first place. Was the fact that you had brawling situations where you had big battleships, which normally don't happen, where you are having, like, 10 or 11 or 12 of them colliding together in small confined spaces, and you have guns firing left and right all over the place, and it's all about positioning, teamwork, concentrated fire, communication, a lot of the aspects that have kind of gone away today, I believe. Instead of the run and gun, go solo on your own, there's not many games out there that can replicate this style of gameplay and this kind of mode, because I've looked. There's not many World War II battleship games with this level of detail, with this level of action, which is still arcadey and still speedy enough, but still realistic enough where it's actually enjoyable. That's what brought me to the game, especially the CGI animations that you saw in the videos that World of Warships did. They did a great job back in the day of promoting it, and I really, really enjoyed that. It drew me to it, to even go visit some of these battleships and cruisers and destroyers. They're really fun in that regard. I'm starting to see that it's starting to draw away from that, and just like the previous video taught you that, hey, the Smolensk, look what I did the whole time. I literally just sat in the back, drove in figure eights and circles, and was just spamming from my spawn area. Now that's all I could do. And then my team, all they could do to respond against me and the other Smolensk was really just to run, stop, or run. All you can do is literally just stop your ship dead your tracks. There were a couple of guys that were trying to brawl. They were trying to actually make this game interesting, but how are you supposed to do it? Even a veteran player as myself knows that if I drive into the middle of the map, all that's going to happen is in the first 3 minutes, I'm going to be shot at by everybody. I'll be perma-spotted or whatever that may be the carriers or destroyers or even submarines, and everybody's unleashing hell on me. And there's nothing I can do because my damage kind of heal. The abilities that Wargaming give me do not allow me to push in or have a counter tactic to anything that allows me to push in and brawl like it used to. So you got to update the tactic. Well, what is the tactic today? The tactic right now is to just point your ship in the back and drive away from everything and just shoot from afar, or hopefully somebody spots for you and shoots. If you, God forbid, you lose all your destroyers and there's nothing you can do about it. And once you lose all your destroyers and submarines and spotting ability, all the battleships and cruisers can do is sit in the back and wait. And what kind of game is that? What kind of game is promoting you to drive to the back of the map and wait? I mean, imagine if Call of Duty was like that, where everybody just sits in the back, just go to a corner, sit, and camp, and just wait for them to come to you, which there are players that do that, but they force people to actually run around and do objectives in Call of Duty. I get that. I digress from that, but this is a different style of gameplay, where you're slow-moving battleships, where there's supposed to be armor on them, but apparently fires and floods and spawning and submarines with homing torpedoes, like heat-seeking missiles, essentially. You have carriers that can fly like Colossus, that can literally one-shot you with their one salvo, and you can't shoot them down, because even though they give you the ability to shoot them down, it really doesn't do much. And also, how are you supposed to outmaneuver a plane? I mean, again, this is called World of Warships, right? The reason why there were no subs and planes at the very beginning of this game was, how are you supposed to maneuver and get out of dodge or counter tactic to it? You see, back in the day, I don't recall the battleships taking on submarines. I mean, I don't recall them being able to call in an airstrike out of nowhere in the first 10 seconds and then drop depth charges on a submarine. So it just doesn't make it feasible, realistic, or even applicable to what you're doing. So look how I'm playing right here. At least it's slow paced enough in this battleship, Georgia. It's still fun. It's still engaging. Look at that hybrid battleship. Okay, at least this hybrid battleship, it's got airplanes. I get it. But at least it's giving me an ability to counter it in the sense of I can shoot my secondaries at it. Yay, that's fun, right? Secondary is fun. He can shoot back. We can exchange salvos, and it's more about aiming and skill at this point. How are you maneuvering the ship? Are you aiming? Or what are you doing to counter this push? And you can see I have one destroyer, which is fine. I think destroyers are great. I'm a DD main myself. But this is a good balance. We're having 1 or 2 destroyers out there, spotting for the team, killing other destroyers as well. And then you have to worry about caps, about protecting it. And then you have the battle. Now, look, I'm also mad at my team because I have the 2 battleships in the back there not supporting me or my destroyer. Like, look, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do is to support my destroyer, protect him, and I'm also actually up front, pushing in the middle of the map, engaging, and actually playing the game. Sitting in the back is not playing the game, okay? You're literally just protecting your HP to do what? Now, you can't take it with you. And again, with the new update, you're gonna, if you die, you can start over and play again. So I hope that new update that just happened today, that you can, once you die, you can play the ship right away and not have to wait. Encourages players to play a little bit more and a little bit more aggressive. Ooh, look at this. Duh, got a secondary kill. This is why it's fun. Counter the close quarters using secondaries. Boom, double strike right there. Look at that. That is why it's fun. Both of us were equal grounds. We were both exposing ourselves. We're exposing ourselves to enemy fire, each of us. None of us has a one-up leg on anybody else other than we're just maybe different caliber size guns, that's what the war used to be. It was bigger guns, smaller guns, fighting each other, and all it was based on was skill, about positioning, teamwork, and communication. That is what makes a great. It makes the player base actually use their skills. You feel a sense of accomplishment rather than, hey, I bought this gimmick ship and I'm just going to use its special ability to maybe outmatch or outlast some other guy which has no ability to counter that. Like, again, a carrier or a submarine. A submarine can go underwater. I can't. How am I supposed to counter it? With rechargeable torpedo airplanes. Okay, a destroyer. I have to drive over the submarine, which was actually happened in World War II. But in World War II, I didn't have 12 other ships, like literally only 10 kilometers away, spotting and shooting me and radaring me. So again, that's not feasible as well. Carrier. A carrier spotting the whole fleet, and literally that's exactly how we won the war in World War in the Pacific. Really, with airplanes. The airplanes bombed Pearl Harbor. Airplanes took out all the Japanese carriers. I mean, think about that for a second. If in real life and history that actually happens, why would you introduce it to a game where it's called World of Warships, not World of Airplanes? You see, again, that's where I'm saying war game. You're going to have to change something. Otherwise, you're losing your player base here. You're losing people left and right. And then people that are joining the game, they're only going to join very quickly. I don't know if that's the model they're trying to accomplish, which was, hey, you're going to basically have players join at the rate equivalent to that of their exit. I don't know. Again, there's something going on in the background, in the boardroom, whatever, of their company, that it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so I'm doing like a video just to voice my gripes, voice my concerns, but also to help those that don't have a voice right out there, to really just say, hey, look, spread the word, get this out there that, hey, you need to either tell the survey, or maybe you can get this going on social media, or get this on Reddit, or whatever that may be. The platforms that we're going, I think social media is playing a big role nowadays for people to give feedback, and especially if you're going to start gutting and destroying this game from a PR standpoint, then this is how you would do it to make a change. Otherwise, you can see the whole Bud Light scenario, the whole Target scenario, where social media and the feedback from the customer base actually does make a change. You would hope. But the same goes for this. So, like I said, regardless of whatever views you guys have, I'm just talking about from a business standpoint. Like, your player base is leaving you because you're not listening to what they're saying, and the game is not going in the direction that it once was, which was from a standpoint. I think a lot of videos like, Flamu's released videos, Sea Lord Mountain Batten, they're showing all those graphs. So the player base was in the millions. I believe in the North American or even EU servers, and there were a lot more players than they are today. I'm not sure if that has something to do with the COVID, or people getting out of work or school or summer, whatever that may be, but I just noticed it's a lot different. I've been playing clan battles the same people over and over again, and it just doesn't seem like it's been growing. So that's the battle with the Georgia. I had a great time. You saw how many kills we had there? Like 2 kills, 159,000 damage, secondary kills. Look, 262 secondary hits. Make all battleships be able to do that. Make it more engaging. Make it more fun. Make it so that you're actually brawling more. Make it close engagements, like within 10 to 12 kilometers more. You're gonna have to change something, change the meta, and this is why. Because in this rank mode, there was not a carrier inside. There was no submarines. This rank mode right here that I was able to play allowed me to have more of just ships. That's why they call it World of Warships. So, hey, let me know what you think below in the comments below. I may do more videos about this and this topic, but to get the player base voiced up and change the meta the way it is. And it's just not enjoyable right now. And I think a lot of players are voicing their gripes, and the updates aren't really showing much. So, hope you guys are doing well. Pause the video if you want to see the build on the Georgia. Really fun ship. Unfortunately, it's not available anymore. Hope it is one day. But anyways, hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.